Hello, episode 21. 21. 21. Corrupt justice system in America and probably around the world. As I speak on episode 21, we are, surprise, surprise, we're in a war. Big shock that is, huh? We have the reason or the reasons on paper, but of course there's always a deeper reason. But that's that part. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Episode 21 is going to be about, are we really a free nation? You probably know what I'm going to say. No. America's supposed to be what, as I've said, more free, not less. We are raised under an Anglo-Saxon, Western European, English, religious way of life, right? Even though we're supposed to separate church from state, but no, we it's always been combined. So we've been living a combination of capitalism and religion, like all the other countries around the world, but this ties into our justice system. Way back when, maybe it's the 1940s or the 1950s. I should do more detailed research on this, but there was a time, this is hard for me to believe, there was a time where cops didn't have as much power as they have now. As I've said, cops have had overwhelming power for really many generations, many decades. But there was a time where there was less regulation, less laws. Like, there was a time where cops would focus on real crime, like you have to call the cops, or catch their attention, and you'll tell them the real crime, and they'll be like the hero. So for example, if you had a bottle of beer or a can of beer in your car and they saw it, so what? I'm pretty sure it related to drugs too. I'm not too sure on that though. Again, I gotta do a little more research, but the truth is they had less power way, way, way back in the day. Again, like 1940s. Even though we had, I think, Jim Crow. So even though I'm saying they had less power or there was less regulation, they still had power to enforce laws. But my ultimate truth that I want to convey, we're not a free nation. One could argue we've never really been a free nation. One could argue we failed the Constitution, or the Constitution is a make-believe document. It's not realistic. This Constitution has been amended many times, so that proves the document was not really a free one anyway, when you gotta amend it so many times. But I'm going to briefly sit down for a second, then I'm going to stand back up. This justice system proves we're not free. when you're attacked over nonsense that's not violent, you're not free. As I've mentioned in the past, the only I'll give one example of a non-violent crime that's a real crime is identity theft. Like, that's a legit non-violent crime. That's a real crime that's not violent. But the other one is harassment, like real harassment. You know, if you keep contacting someone and they don't want you to contact them, that's a real crime. So, but outside of that, it's just all the other actions I've mentioned throughout this, I'll call it series. It's a bunch of BS. You know, so cops continue to just get more powerful every day, every month, every year. Government continues to get more powerful. There is, I think there's some kind of speed limit law that's going to be enforced nationwide. God forbid you drive 66 miles per hour on a 65. It's like, it's ridiculous. So to close out, I want to mention something from the prior video. Something about drinking in public. Obviously there are establishments out there, like restaurants and lounges, where they have outside seating. Yeah, obviously you could drink on the outside seating, but in other establishments where there's no outside seating, oh god, if you stand right outside the establishment with a beer, with a cocktail, oh my god, you know. Or if you buy, like I mentioned, if you buy the beer, the alcohol in a grocery store and you drink it outside, oh my god, you know, it's ridiculous. I just wanted to mention that part of the prior video. But in this one, are we really a free nation? Not so much, due to the BS laws and regulations. But it's all part of the programming, because the way we've been raised to think is there's nothing wrong. All the laws we ever find, all the regulations we ever find, if you violate anything, you're the villain. You're the villain, and you're Hitler. You're Mussolini. So that's pretty much it. I mean, this was very generalized, but you get the point. I mean, you really gotta think, if you really are free here. The people who think they're free are the ones who live in a bubble. They're the ones who follow every rule, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. These people follow all the rules. Well, the problem is we keep having a new rule every week or every month, every day. But for those of you who just go home and go to work, or go home, go to school, for those of you who do that all the time, look, I respect that. It's just, you gotta respect those who live an edgy lifestyle, who aren't doing anything like terrorism. And you have to, those people who are in a bubble, you gotta realize what's real bad. And that's about it. Stay tuned for episode 22. Episode 22. Whatever that's going to be about. Stay tuned for that. All right.